Hi, this is Pip and this is Leslie.
Hi.
And
Hi,
we're
everybody.
going to be doing this little recording for our beautiful people who are here with us today. And so you can look back on what we're going to share if you wish, but also for anyone who's asked for a recording, that you can have an intro to what Les and I are going to be covering. We've just spoken to our candidates today and have got an idea of their backgrounds and where they're coming from. So it is going to be wrapping around where you guys have just shared. So Leslie, do you want to go with talking about the strategies that might help moving forwards for our people?
Yeah, I think when you're going through grief and loss, obviously, you're feeling all these things, you're lost, you don't know where to turn, you're thinking things are coming at you. And I think one thing that's really helped me after grief and loss, the strategy that I was taught during my life coaching was very simple. Just looking at things that we can be grateful for. A very simple thing I do every day now, every morning, is just take some time, even if I'm in the shower or something, so it doesn't take time. You just think of 3 things that I could be grateful for. It could be just like this lovely shower on my head, or the people in my life. It doesn't have to be a big thing. It can be just something small, and that really can help set your day up, because sometimes you don't feel like getting out of bed, or you'll wake up thinking, oh no, I've got to do this today or that to do. But once you've got out, it's just like it sets you up. It can change your whole mindset for the day, just a little simple thing like that. Another little exercise I'd like to do with you all, just to ground your central nervous system, if you'd allow, would be so if you all could close your eyes and put your hands on your heart, and then just ground yourself and just take a few deep breaths, grounding yourself into the earth. Imagine roots going down. And then just so we can get out of our heads and into our heart, just take some deep breaths, just into your heart, out of your head. Just deep breaths, breathing into your heart, acknowledging your heart, thanking your heart for everything it's done for you. It's got you where you are today, kept you strong. Just you and your heart are connected. And then just think back, or to any time in your life, of some moment where you were truly grateful. Could be a small moment, could be a moment when you're a child, playing freely. Could be a moment from last week. Maybe a moment of gratitude where you were with a friend or a loved one. Maybe you were just out in nature. If nothing comes freely, just think of something where you'd like to be and imagine it. Go back to that moment. Just imagine how you were feeling at that time, what you were seeing around you, what you were feeling, the sounds, the smell. And then reach out and pull that moment into your heart. Lock it deep within your heart. And think back to another moment where you were really proud. A really proud moment. Imagine yourself there smiling. Maybe you're proud of somebody else, proud of yourself. What were those feelings? Just for a moment, feel how you felt at that point. What were the sounds around you? The smells, the colours. Feel that smile. Feel that position. How are you stood? How are you feeling? And then reach out, pull that moment into your heart and lock it in. That's your moment. That's part of you. Then think of another moment where you're really grateful, truly grateful for something, where you were free, where there was a lot of laughter in your life. Be a moment you've not even thought about, whatever comes into your head. Maybe a made up moment, could be a fantasy moment. Imagine it, imagine how you're feeling free, everything around you, smile on your face, feelings in your body, and reach out, lock that one into your heart. And think of a really moment where you're close with a person, close with nature. Could be an intimate moment, a romantic moment, just a closeness where you felt. Feel that moment. Reach out, bring that moment into your heart, lock it in. And think of another time where you're happy, laughing, or you're watching other people. Maybe a party, maybe a picnic, whatever comes to your mind. But actually feel that moment, don't just visualize it. Feel the sensations in your body, sounds around you, the feel of things around you, the touch of another person. Feel that moment. Reach out, lock that moment into your heart. Then think of a moment what you'd like in your future. See yourself as your future self in a place of gratitude, in a place of happiness. You're there free. Look at your future self in that moment. How are you feeling? What thoughts are in your head? Who are the people around you? Feel the feelings in your body of your future self in that place where you want to be. Listen to the sound. What can you see? How does it feel in your body? And reach out, bring that moment deep into your heart. Look, all these feelings, they're you. Lock them deep into your heart. And then take a deep breath. All these moments are you. These moments are the true you. They are yours. They are yours to own and keep. Take a deep breath and thank your heart for all that you are, all that you can be, all that you will be, all that you are. Thank your heart. Take another deep breath and ground yourself. Feel your roots going deep into the earth, connected with nature. And after a few deep breaths, slowly, when you're ready, open your eyes and come back to the room. Thank you.
That was beautiful, Les. And I could actually feel, and I'm sure some of you might as well, you know, just that sense of remembering a smell, or the sense of the day and the season that you were standing in. And it took me to the bluebell woods that we used to play in, Les, when we were younger. You know, I always end up at the bluebell woods. So if you wish, you know, to our people that are here with us on our seminar, if you want to write down those things for you whilst we carry on just with a couple of other things, you know, thoughts and so on, and at the end of the recording we'll hear what you have to say. So thank you. And, you know, the thought that was coming to me as you were working, Les, was to mention about Reiki. Reiki is an amazing technique that helps us center and ground and get into our bodies, especially if we've been, you know, in a PTSD, in a thought process space. And I had a beautiful lady who has gone through a huge amount of theta courses, and as you know, that's been one of my passions. I've got different branches that I reach out to, but, you know, there's only so much digging, so much uncovering of layers before you go, and your mind's going, poof, but I've done this, you know, I don't want to go any further. And, you know, Reiki is the thing that I always end up reaching for, is that centered, beautiful space. And like you've just done, Les, with the hand on the heart and the breath work and going within, going and accessing the feelings, it's so important. And I had one young lady write to me and she said, thank you, Pip, for teaching me Reiki. She said, 10 years ago, I started on my journey with theta healing, and she's now a coach for horses and their owners, you know, and she uses theta with that. And she says, it wasn't until you taught me Reiki level 1 that I actually feel here. I feel present, and I'm so overjoyed. And she, you know, was talking to me like, you know, you've expressed to us that, you know, it actually amalgamated the nervous system, the head and the body together. So that would be something. And I would also like to mention, before we go back to Les, is that we remember vitamins, minerals, herbs. You know, we do get from our foods, the supplements that we, you know, our body needs, but the earth is so depleted in a lot of minerals and vitamins now. So it's really good sometimes to reach out for a good supplement too, to boost us. And, you know, Vianna Steibel of the theta healing modality, she mentions glutathione and molybdenum. Now, glutathione and molybdenum is found in Chem Defense, CHEM Defense, made by Source Naturals. Now, what that does is it helps feed the cells with the energy to produce the ATP, the adenosine triphosphate. Now, the adenosine triphosphate is what we call the creator energy in the cells, the God energy. The mitochondria produces an energy, and that's what ATP is, but you need glutathione as a precursor to producing it. So you can take this in that supplement, Chem Defense. So molybdenum helps remove the slough from the bowel. So if you've not been eating properly, or your habits are a bit wavy, and your bowel produces a slough, then the bowel can't actually absorb the vitamins and minerals and the goodness from the food adequately. So if you feel that you're eating good food, but you're not absorbing it as well as you could, and then you're supplementing your diet with too much stodge or reaching out and binging, you know, that sort of thing, you know, or eating the wrong foods for you sometimes, then molybdenum will help clear away that slough. But with anything like this, your body's going to go through a little detox, so you've got to be prepared for that. So what does that mean? First thing in the morning, I suggest you get up and have some lemon water, warm lemon water, flush the bowel out. You'll find you'll have a bowel motion about 20 minutes later. Then have your breakfast. Okay, if you can have a juice for breakfast, great. But, you know, Sally Fallon from the Nourishing Traditions, Weston A. Price Foundation, they are very pro fats and good eating of meat. So I am really a pescatarian, a fish vegetarian. But, you know, when I've stayed with Sally and Jeffrey, I'll be presented with 6 rashers of bacon all cooked in lard, and I'll be sitting there at lunchtime and they'll be serving pate, and I'm just like, whoa, beside myself. But in my body, I'm going to be polite, and you know, my body does need that nourishment, and so I do eat it mostly from politeness. But you know, sometimes when Jeffrey's there by himself and Sally's gone to the kitchen, he ends up with double the food on his plate. But you know, the thing is, we have to also listen to our body with regards to goodness, and so that would be my tip of sharing there. So back to you, Leslie.
Yeah, and I think like with the because we stack so much these negative things, and when we have trauma and grief, you know, everything's stacking in and it builds up in our body. So I just found that simple technique of the gratitude thing. It doesn't take very long, and if you ground yourself, and if we keep stacking on all these the good memories, and even if you can't think of one at the time, you can make them up. You can bring one in that you'd like to, you know, have in your life. We just need to keep stacking all the positive things to get our body back on, you know, functioning again, and not having all that negativity around us. And I think gradually, you know, you do begin to feel a bit better, and a lot of it is watching your language, the way we say things. And you know, like after when my dad died, we would dread like Father's Day when it was coming, you know, on the news and things like that, on birthdays, we'd get upset and things. And when my mum died this time, I tried really, it's very hard, but, you know, tried to change my language to when I was getting my heart's broken to, you know, my heart's full, it's full of love, and I'd quickly switch my mind to the times of laughter and think of something really funny. And it was very difficult in those times, but I kept doing it, and that really, really helped. And the other thing, like now that me and my sister do, like when it was Mother's Day coming up, I was like, right, we're not going to be dreading it. Mum would hate it, you know, she really loves spending and being extravagant and things. So me and my sister actually, I said, right, we're going to have a treat, and what are we going to have? And I chose some earrings, and she said, oh no, I go get anything, you get something. I was like, no. Anyway, she got the same earrings, just something small like that we did. So now that's our like little tradition, Mother's Day. And then now we find it really funny, and like think, well, Mum would be really proud. We feel like naughty little children. And so when on this next Mother's Day that we've just had, we were like, what are we going to have now? We were like, well, I can't think of anything, can you? Like, you know, we're totally the opposite to my mum. She would be buying us things and things like, no. So we would choose something each, and we chose the necklace, like in honor of our mum. So it's really switched the things around by our language and the way we've approached something. And of course, it's really difficult, and we miss her, and you know, really get upset. But it has really helped on those moments. The total switch around, and it's not easy. It's very difficult, but you know, now we do feel like naughty little girls can, what are you going to have, you know, oh no, that's too much money, and you know, we'll have it. And So yeah, those sort of things have helped us, and really changing your language. And you know, it's a process, like breaking different patterns, and it's difficult, it's not easy, but by doing that, that has really helped. And you know, hopefully it can help you as well.
That's fantastic. So to wrap up this part, what we're going to just mention is about the seminar. So if you or you know anybody who would like to join Leslie and I, we're going to do 4 sessions. We're going to over 4 weeks, and they're going to be, I think it was it 45 minutes or an hour, Les, per week? But in that, we've got a library of videos that people can watch. We're there at the press of a button. We support you the whole way through. We, Leslie will use the strategies from Tony Robbins and life experiences, and I will be dipping into my life experiences of losing my mum over a 5-year period from chemotherapy. Then she died when I was 11 and a half, going through loss of identity when I ended up living with a stepmother who really didn't want me in the house for 6 years. And then, you know, seeing the loss and death during my 20-year nursing career, how I deal with that from an outsider's perspective, and supporting people, working with Reiki, Theta Healing, Clendening, and you know, having 20 years now in the holistic field and teaching in it. You know, and then helping people through their choices over this COVID time, and, you know, seeing people the other end of this. So, you know, we've got a lot to offer, and, you know, we're here for you, and we create a really safe environment, and celebrate you, and look after you. And with the course, I also give you access to the online version of my book, Cosmic Radiance Discovery, and you receive homework every week, but the homework is easy. It just gives us all a guideline to work from, and follows through on what we've worked through. So Leslie, last word.
Yeah, and I just think everyone needs to, we appreciate that everyone is at different stages of loss and grief. You know, some people will be lost, like Philip said, of you know, a loved one. It could just be a loss of friendship. You know, we've all had different losses of different things, so don't feel you have to be on a certain level, or there's always some kind of grief or loss, or your anxiety, or if you just want to move on in life, you know, reach a goal, we can help you through it in stages. And it's at where you're at. It's not about us, it's about you and what we can do for you.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everybody.